Oh, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good all the ships at sea. How you doing, everybody? This is take 2 of my episode for the 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way. I always wear green. I wear green all the time. That's right. This is take 2, okay? Oftentimes I do these rants and I didn't say that succinctly enough, you know? So I'm going to try to say this more succinctly this time because I was kind of rambling in my previous rant. Good morning, little Adam. How you doing? It's foggy here today. 45 degrees, but I got the shorts on, rocking the shorts. One of the things I was thinking about the other day is the permanence of nomadic living, okay? We do see, one of the things I've always said on this channel, is I enjoy covering solo nomads, especially people living simply, living in smaller vehicles, really, living simply, not in giant, big, luxurious Class A's or buses, or somebody's living really, really simply, and why they get on the road and why they do that and how long they do it. And we do see people that are on the road for quite a while. But how many people are really, really, really what you call permanent nomads? Now, doesn't mean that if you have a home base that you go to for a good chunk of the year and you do spend 3 or 4 or 5 months on the road every year, you're not really a permanent nomad, okay? You're not. Not in my book. If you have a house, have an apartment, you have a room to rent, you stay with neighbors or friends, you're not really a permanent nomad, okay? So, how many people are really been on the road for 5+ years and have no home base, have no permanent residence, do not spend any time, any significant amount of time with family or friends? How many people do that? We are seeing a lot of people that we always thought were permanent nomads, like Living Free Mike and like Derek. They do get home bases, or they do look like they're getting off the road or whatever. With Mike, we had a long discussion, I think it was last year, about what, is he likely to get off the road? And from what I'm hearing, that could be a very real possibility this year. It's just time to do that for all the different things going on in his life and whatever. So, ooh, there goes a cop zooming by, going out to something important there. I don't know, permanent nomadism. I honestly think, from all these years of covering nomads, 5 years here on the Camo Dave channel, that being a nomad is a temporary thing. A Girl in Trouble is a temporary thing. Romeo Void, somewhere back in the early 80s. Deborah Ayal, San Francisco. Good music, good song there. A nomad in trouble is a temporary thing. I think nomadism for many people is a phase you go through. Is it just a phase, or is it something that's permanent? I don't know. There's just a very interesting little conundrum there, That's a good title for this. Is nomadism a phase or something more permanent? I'd say in almost every case it's a phase, okay? It's something to get you, you're wanting to go from A to C, but there's no B in the way, so you become a nomad for a couple years and you figure something out, and then eventually you have to settle up with C, whether it's legal issues, whether it's, child support, whether it's just psychological reasons, whether it's, estrangement from family and friends, whether it's financial issues. There's something there that needs to be solved that causes you to become a nomad. And in the movie Nomad Land, which is a good movie and I liked it, it does get into kind of Fern, the title character, how she could have used nomadism as a temporary step between A to C, but then she kind of likes it and continues with it. And my guess is that she might just be a permanent nomad, or at least get some sort of home base and stay on the road a lot. But how many nomads out there are really permanent? I mean, no home base, living full-time on the road for multiple years. Now, of the people we watch, who would qualify for that? Who would pass that test, I don't know. I don't think too many of them. I see people like, it's like Carolyn's RV Life. She's showing videos of her traveling through Wyoming and Montana and Colorado right now, but she's not on the road at the moment. She is somewhere, And sometimes we see her real-time updates and it looks like a nice apartment or something. How many nomads are really like living in apartments or something like that? I don't know. I do not know. I do not know. Oh, little Adam's alarm just went off. Little Adam, the door locked, and then I opened the door with the door locked, and little Adam's alarm went off. I know, that was weird. Little Adam usually doesn't lock his doors till a little while after I get in it. It's weird that the door will lock right away when I get in the car. I don't know, man. That was weird. Little Adam is losing his mind. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, so I don't know. You know, nomadism, I think, is more of a temporary thing to get you from place A to place C if there's no place B there for you. It can be the place B, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I think. I think that that is probably what's going on with a lot of nomads. So I don't know. We'll see. But again, yeah, you know, I look at the nomads. You look at Jed and Evie there. Jed was on the road for some years, and then he's still living in his vehicle, no question. You know, some people like to live in their vehicles. It's a nice house. Sometimes they put the trailer on, you know, blocks and set it up at a trailer park. That's not nomadic living. If you're living at a trailer park in a permanent, you know, fixed structure, or even a permanently parked structure, I wouldn't call that nomadic living. If you're not traveling, say every couple of weeks, moving to a new place, if you're staying parked at the same place in your vehicle, and your vehicle is enough space for you, like a tiny house or something, I wouldn't call that nomadic living. I really wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. So anyway. What do you think? What do you say, huh? But yeah, it's like a vacation. You know, you take a vacation and a week is great. 2 weeks is okay. But once you start getting 3 and 4 weeks, sometimes you're kind of ready to get back home. You know, you're ready to get back to the comforts of joys of your home base with your comfy bed and all that other stuff. I don't know. You know, or at least what you call a home. You know, even if your home is a vehicle, but it's permanently parked somewhere, I don't know. So yeah, is being nomadic really just a temporary thing? Even if that temporary time is maybe the better part of a year. You know, we do see nomads that seem to get tired of traveling on the road constantly. And as they get older, they kind of, you know, realize, hey, it's nice to have a fixed home base. It's nice to have a permanent address where you get your mail. You know, it's nice to have that, you know, sense of permanent neighbors, at least, that some friends you can make that will look after you a little bit. You know, I mean, really, if you're always staying in a place where you don't know who's around you, I think that psychologically that could get a little bit wearing over time, you know? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you think? Is nomadism... first off, let me know if you can remember any nomads that we cover or people that are out there that truly are nomadic all the time and have been so for, say, 3, 4, 5 years. I mean, really, you know, I would say Derek... Eric Nomadic Fanatic, he would probably fit that category more than most of the other people I've covered, other than buying the house. Now, he bought a house, and he hasn't really lived in it. He's used the house as a very temporary abode, okay? I don't think he's been at his house. He's bought the house last year, and I don't think he's been at the house more than a couple of weeks. You know, if that, the whole year. You know, he goes there, stays there for a week or two, and then goes somewhere else. You know, so he's in a way, he's treating his house as a temporary structure. You know, I'd have to say if he goes there and stays there more than 3 or 4 weeks, then he's using it possibly as a permanent structure. But he's a nomad that is using a permanent structure as a temporary structure. Is that getting confusing? Nomads that use permanent structures as temporary structures, nomads that use temporary structures as permanent. You know, you're living in your van or you're living in your RV, but you're not moving it. You're staying in one place, so you're not really nomadic, right? A true nomad, someone who's moving constantly all the time. And, yeah. I don't know. And really staying on the road almost all that time for many years. Again, do you know of any of them? Let me know in the comments below. But it looks to me like the nomadic life for most people is a temporary patch between point A and point C minus the point B. It's a point B that, once you get things settled out financially, legally, psychologically, you go back to being what's normal, and that is having a permanent dwelling somewhere. I don't know. Is that a human thing that they, even is nomadism not, I don't know. Cheap Art, we live in Bob, a good example. He stays in his, he's at his mom's place sometimes. He has a residence in Pahrump. Some of these nomads, I'm not saying him specifically, but some of these nomads may like to just hide the fact that they actually do have a permanent dwelling somewhere and like to pretend that they're on the road. I think we see some nomads doing that, the pretend thing. I don't know. I think, more and more I dive into this subject in the 5 years I've been covering it, I really think that nomadism is a temporary thing. And the temporary can be a year-ish or more even, but eventually they come to their senses and settle down somewhere. That's a joke. Oh! All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. It is the 17th of March. Happy St. Paddy's Day. Woo-hoo-hoo! My mom was Protestant Irish, so they came over in the Great Potato Famine or whatever. So we do have Irish in the family, but it is the orange Irish, not the green Irish, the orange men. That's right. All right, everybody, you have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. And another Camo Dave rant is in the bag. And that's the way I see it. So, vlog under.